Ray Strelko for the Sons of UCF. The 2022 UCF softball team, a lot of accomplishments, 49 wins, an American Athletic Conference championship, hosting and winning an NCAA Regional, of course moving on to the Super Regional where they would lose to eventual national champion Oklahoma. That's the past, that's 2022. What's in store for the Knights this season? The Knights again look to Junior Jada Cody to power the offense. In 2022, the All-American batted a team-leading .361 with 70 hits, including 15 home runs, 15 doubles, and 75 RBIs. After a summer with Team USA, Jada is ready to help the Knights win another American Athletic Conference championship. When you look back on the 2022 season, what are you most proud of?
Just all the adversities that we had to overcome, not knowing what the season was going to look like last year, and just like developing the pitchers were a key thing to our success. Just having Kama and Gianna there in the mound and just having our offense execute definitely was a big thing for us last year.
Over the course of the season, how do you think you improved your game?
One, just being versatile, from going back from catching at third, outfield, second base. That was a big thing, and then like helping produce offensively. It's crazy to say that Coach Bear recruited me as a defense player, so now I've just been producing offensively, which is definitely like a big thing for me.
Where do you most like playing?
Catching, just because like I kind of just demand the field a little more with just being a vocal leader, and I love like having that connection with my pitcher. But anywhere, honestly.
Where will we see you this year? You think you're going to do that same thing where you're going to shift between positions?
Yes, but mostly third and catcher. You should see me a little more at third, but right now I don't know, but definitely third and catching.
What do you like about playing third?
Just my range of I can go 5'6", I can take a bunt, and just being like next to my pitcher is definitely a cool thing. And connecting with our shortstop too. I'm super close with our shortstop this year.
You were part of Team USA. Talk about that experience. What did you learn from that?
So the first experience when I went to Japan, there was only one Olympian and then the rest were college girls. So just like seeing what the other D1 programs were and like how they operate, that was a cool experience. But Guatemala was probably my favorite. It was me, Megan, Faramo, we were the only college players, and the rest were pro softball players and Olympians. So like just learning from them and just like how they play on the field and how like they connect with each other and like just their vibe on the field was definitely like important, and I'm definitely going to bring that to my game this year.
And how do you match up in that environment? You see that you're able to play at that high level with those ladies.
It's a dream come true. I've been always wanted to play for Team USA, but it was a great opportunity, and I just felt like actually really confident when I was there. I felt like I belonged there, and like all the girls were like super supportive. They thought I was older than I was, so it was definitely like encouraging that they see me as a great player and that they just told me to keep my confidence up this season.
You have a lot of returning players. Every team has its own chemistry. How would you describe this year's team so far?
I would definitely say our bond is closer this year. Last year we started bonding after Clearwater, after a rough patch in our season, but this year I feel like we're super close, and I think it's important because our schedule is tough. So I think it's important that we have each other now than like any time, because we're definitely gonna get hit during the season, but like having each other, we can go through anything this year.
When that schedule comes out, you just know, right? You know it's going to be a murderer's row of teams. Well, how do you and your teammates look at a schedule like that?
We knew what our goal was. Our goal was top 8, and we knew like in order to be top 8, we have to have a tough schedule. So it wasn't a surprise to us, but just to see the lineup for the first weekend in Clearwater, it definitely was like, okay, we have to like every game we can't take off, like we can't take any day off. But this is all what we wanted. This is why we came to UCF, because we wanted to be like to build the program up, and I think this is a great opportunity that Coach Beer allowed us to do. When you look back on last year's tournament, do you have a moment where it's, oh my goodness, look at these teams, or do you say we're right there with these teams? No, I think Oklahoma was the biggest one. I felt like we had everything it took to get past Oklahoma, but it was everyone's first time, so it was definitely nerve-wracking. But I feel like this year, like we won't have to feel like we've never been to super regionals, we've never hosted a regional, like we've had all the opportunities. And yeah, we have like newbies and like transfers, but like the returnees can definitely show them the way, and I think that's very important to go like into this season. How does that experience help? You just know in those moments, hey, I've been there. Just knowing that Oklahoma was number 1 last year, and just like feeling their atmosphere of what a number 1 team feels like, it's just like okay, we're not too far off from that. And so it's definitely just motivation to keep going. Nothing's stopping us, and it's exciting that we're going to be in their conference next year.
You're on a lot of watch lists. You lose track of how many, right?
Yes.
When you see your name appear on one, what do you think?
I just keep telling myself that was last year. I have to keep going this year. And this year has to be better than it was since I've been here. So it's a little motivation to just keep me going and keep me humbled, but it's definitely just a growing part for me this year.
What about rankings? UCF's in top 20 in all of these different polls. Same thing, that's based on last year. Of course, a look at this year's team, but you got to go out and prove it.
Yes, yes, definitely for that too. It's with 15, 16, 18 different rankings, but we know our goal is top 8, so we can host Super Regional. So we see it, and we see we know we're not that far from our goal, but we just have to keep going every game.
Host a regional, but before that, of course, win an American Athletic Conference Championship. How important was that for you guys to do that last season?
That was important. I think that helped us a lot getting our regional, winning that, and being able to host. I don't think if we didn't win our conference, we wouldn't have had the opportunity. So that was definitely big for us for that. When
fans come out here or watch on ESPN Plus, what are they going to see from this year's team?
A sense of urgency of just knowing that we can't take any play off. Each play we're going to be dialed in. You're going to see a little more bonding as a team and connecting as a team, and then you're just going to see poise on this team.
What are you most looking forward to?
I think just competing. We have a lot of top 25 competition this year, so it's just gonna put our name a little more on the map. Like, they know who UCF is now, but now I'm like, we should I want to show them like who UCF is. Like, they know who we are, but I want to show them like UCF is a Power 5 team. Like, don't ever overlook us.
Another key returnee, clutch hitter Shannon Doherty, the junior who hit .308 last season with 7 home runs, 10 doubles, and 36 RBIs, is ready to make an even bigger difference this season. Let's talk about that 2022 season a little bit. How much did you enjoy yourself throughout the season?
I honestly think that was probably the most fun I've had playing softball since I was 12. That team was amazing. We accomplished some amazing things. I felt like a kid every time I was out here, and we would say that a lot. We'd be like, let's just go be kids on the playground today and play like we're kids and have a party out there. And it really showed in our game, and I think it helped our performances as well.
In the offseason, how did you reflect on it? I mean, a sense of pride in knowing what it meant for the UCF softball program and just the accomplishments of that team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so much pride went into that whole season, and then just being able to be a part of that history. And we were talking about the other day, like the alumni coming out and rushing the field after the regional, winning the regional, and it's just stuff like that like all the hard days are worth. That's what you work so hard for, and that's what you grind through the toughest days for. And after season was over, we really just got to everyone stayed around campus for a few weeks after, and we all just got to hang out and have fun and celebrate together, and it's just awesome. We miss that team a lot. I miss that team a lot, but we're playing for them because they're our past now, and we're playing for them. They got us all this cool stuff. This turf, that was that team. They did that. So now we're playing for them every single day, and it's just awesome to have that in my back pocket and have that as motivation.
You developed that reputation as the walk-off queen. I was sort of surprised, though, that you looked back on your performance and thought, there was a lot more that you could have done, that maybe you didn't accomplish everything that you needed to personally out on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I just have high standards of myself, and I think that's just motivating for me. I think I had a good season last year. I just know what I have in the tank, and I think I have more to show. And, I hope I have more to show. I never really want to hit my peak. Who does? You always want to be on that upward climb, and I always want to keep getting better. And in no way, shape, or form am I taking those performances for granted. I mean, those walk-offs were, every time you're in it, you think, oh, that's once in a lifetime. And, it happens again. You're like, whoa, So absolutely not taking those for granted. Super appreciative. Glory goes to God for all those moments, but I hope those aren't the last of them, and I hope it's just an upward climb from here.
What is it that you want to improve upon in your game?
I think that changes a lot. I've really developed as a player since I've gotten here, and I think what I've tried to improve on has been fluid, but I think right now it's just consistency. I just want to be a consistent teammate, a consistent leader, consistent offensively, defensively. I just really think that's the next step to the game. I have the power. I've gotten a lot faster, become more athletic since I've been here, and now it's just about being consistent with all those things. I have all the tools, and now just being able to use them all the time in the right moment. Just being able to come through my team always.
A lot of returning players, do you look at that as a strength for this season, that battle tested? They've been through this experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I think returning players is always an advantage, and we know what it was like to go through those hardships, to get through those moments. We know what it took to get there, and bringing those experiences to the newcomers and the freshmen, that's going to be a real advantage for them. Because those big moments, you don't really know what it's like till you're in it. You don't really know how to handle it till you're in it. So if we're able to project what that was like onto them, they'll probably be a little more prepared than we were, and that'll give us a leg up.
And you've played a team like Oklahoma now. When you measure yourselves against that Oklahoma team, what do you think are the differences?
I don't think, I mean, don't get me wrong, extremely talented team, but we all wake up in the morning, put our pants on the same way. Bases are still 60 feet apart on both of our fields. So, I think I would never try to compare our team, just because I think that we're us, and that's what makes us so special. And I think that we really just need to focus on us and our goals and what we think we need to do to get better, and then we'll just go out and play whoever's on the field, no matter who it is.
What do you think this team's strengths will be?
This team's strengths, I think, is really our athleticism. This is one of the most talented, skilled teams I've ever been a part of. Like, softball IQ is through the roof. We have some newcomers coming in that are extremely experienced, extremely talented, and I think they're going to make waves. And I would just say, if we can just take that skill and that talent and combine it with the amazing culture that this team, this program is known for, that's when you're going to get your championship team.
You mentioned that culture. What's it like to welcome in new people? You want to give them that sense of culture just as soon as you can.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's probably the most important thing. That's a part of this program is our culture, and Coach Bear preaches our culture like daily, and as leaders, that's our job. It's like our baby, to make sure that that culture stays strong and stays together and stays banded. And it's really, I truly believe that's why we got as far as we got last year. Our culture was just so tight last year, nothing could tear that apart. And that's why we were so good, and we're just trying to continue to instill that in the team and get better and better. And it's just the buy-in from everyone. So we immediately want people to buy into that culture, that family, our core values, just things that are really important to this team. And then from there, we just get to grow together.
Yeah, the regional, the super regional, but before that was the AAC championship. How important is it to get that again this season?
Oh, we want it bad. This is our last chance to win an American. We're going to the Big 12 next year, so we want to go out on top. And that's pretty much it. We want to go out on top. No doubt about it.
So when fans come out or they're watching on TV, what do they see? What do you think they're going to see from this team?
I think they're going to see a team that has a chip on its shoulder and is just ready to get to work. They're going to see a team that's fearless and competes together as one. They're not going to see a bunch of individuals out there. They're going to see a team, a unit, one heartbeat, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Definitely come out.
Maybe a few walk-offs along the way?
Hey, I hope so. Like I said, never hit your peak.
The biggest question? Who's in the circle for the Knights with the graduations of pitchers Gianna Mancha and Woodall? How well the pitching develops is likely to determine how much success the Knights have in 2023. The Knights open at home on Thursday, February 9th at 6 o'clock against a familiar foe, the Georgia Bulldogs. You may remember the Knights and Georgia tangled last year, UCF winning in a walk-off off the bat of Shannon Doherty. For the Sons of UCF, I'm Trace Trolko.